Wisconsin beats Michigan State 70-57. Guys, it's not looking good in East Lansing right now. The freshmen are not playing well. The big men are not playing well. Tyson Walker is doing everything he can, but there's just not enough in this one. I felt like this was a must-win game for Michigan State. Playing at home, coming off some of the hardships that they've had. They're 4-4 now, entering the conference with a loss. I mean, just a really, really tough game. Wisconsin is not a great team on the road. So you would think, this would be kind of one of those games you would need to get it and make it happen. But Sissoko, Cooper, they're just not very good big men. At least they're not playing very well right now. Sonny, what were some of your thoughts?
If you take a look at Wisconsin's last couple of games, Greg Gard, we're talking a lot about head coaching this episode. Greg Gard has outcoached some of the best coaches in the country. That's just a team that, it's one of the better stories in the Big Ten. AJ Storr, he's the guy the Illini were interested in trying to bring in originally out of high school. He's turned into arguably the best transfer into the conference this year. The Wisconsin team, I didn't have very high expectations for, but it looks like, they're a top half team. Now to Michigan State, we're talking about easily the biggest disappointment of the college basketball season this year. That we've got a lot of frustrated Michigan State fans, talking about how, talent wise, the talent's all there, but I mean, who on Michigan State has gotten better than last year? Maybe one guy, maybe. But outside that, that's kind of it.
Who's that one guy?
Yeah, I don't. Who is it?
Some people might say Tyson got a little bit better. I don't think so. No.
Okay.
That's why preseason, but maybe.
No.
Okay. But you're saying generally some people might say that. Okay. All right.
Right. Well, exactly. So, for me, a Tom Izzo team where nobody's getting better, and he's been very vocal of being the Dabo of college basketball in the sense where he doesn't really want to adapt to the transfer portal and this and that. I have concerns about Michigan State moving forward because I don't know if they're going to have a team as talented as this one in the coming years. And, when was the last time a Michigan State Tom Izzo team looked this bad in the middle of December? Not as long as I can remember. And, I'm saying this, but come March, he's going to make an Elite 8 run, and I'm going to eat my words again. But at least right now,
they're not making it to the tournament. I hate to break it to Spartan fans, but Michigan State's not making it to the tournament. I'm calling it right here. If they keep playing like this, it is going to take a Herculean effort from Tyson Walker. It's going to take AJ Hogard to, lift his head up for 2 seconds and start playing like he can actually play. I mean, he had 14 points last night, but even that, it was like, AJ, you have got to do more in this game because Sissoko, Akins, and Cooper just combined for 6. I mean, there was nobody else in double figures in this game. And I might be being a little too hard on AJ Hogard, but there's no life on this team. This team they don't want it. I hate to say it, but they don't look like they want it. And I hate when people say it about Ohio State. You all know I'm an Ohio State fan. But if there's any basketball team that looks soft right now, it's Michigan State. I mean, and I hate to be so critical about them, but like you said, Sonny, nobody has improved on this team. The freshmen are not doing anything that is helping this team, it seems like. I mean, Fears is okay. I'm not going to say Fears is bad or anything like that. I feel like he's probably been the best freshman out of all of them.
Fears.
Yeah, I mean, but that's too much, right? To put all of this on Fears to come in, be this freshman, you have to get more help from your big men. Sissoko and Cooper have got to do more. Cooper played, I said 6. It was actually 7 points. Cooper played 30 minutes and had 3 points. Unacceptable. And I don't know what Tom Izzo has to do. He said after the game that it's all on him. And so if it's all on him, he's got to figure it out. But Burke, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts about this game were it was wild how it's two teams who, my expectations for them have immediately just flipped from where they were in the preseason. Admittedly, Wisconsin, I all season and all preseason, everyone was talking about, oh yeah, they're going to be a sneaky team to watch out for. And I was just like, this Wisconsin team is the same team as last year, who I don't care if they added AJ Storr. He's going to play Wisconsin basketball, and he doesn't have the rest of the pieces around him necessary to play Wisconsin basketball the way that Wisconsin used to play Wisconsin basketball. And it now, just after further review, like, I'm willing to take those comments back, because AJ Storr has changed this team. Just his injection onto this roster, like, in that game, 8 for 11, 4 for 6 from deep, he was just sensational. Like, if Connor Essegian was able to take the next step, they would be something insane right now. But I mean, AJ Storr is getting his minutes.
Right. Like, it's been Blackwell making that happen instead of Essegian.
Yeah. And then, like, yeah, they're just far surpassing what I originally thought. And then Sparty is the exact opposite. I came on this show and I said, hey, I think that Sparty's going to be the one in the Big Ten to make the run. And it's just 9 combined points from their front, like, their big men in this game. That's downright sad. That's this is Big Ten basketball. That just is not going to suffice, especially if those guys are not hitting their shots. And they aren't coming into these games recently with any of the, like, expected shooting that we all thought they'd have.
Yeah, no, I think you're exactly right. And I do want to make sure, we're being really hard on Michigan State right now. None of that takes away from Wisconsin. Wisconsin is playing great this year. AJ Storr has been a heck of a improvement, addition, whatever you want to call it. He's been great. And the thing for me against Michigan State, Klesman went 0 for 4. Right after that big game he had against Marquette, he went 0 for 4 in this one. But who picked it up? It was Storr. I mean, this Wisconsin team, they have a variety of ways they can beat you, and they have their consistent guys who can make things happen for you. Chucky Hepburn is finally able to play the role that he needs to play, and I think it's really fitting him. He only had 5 points in this game, but he had 8 assists. I mean, he's able to play that role of the point guard that he needs to play, and he's not, being relied upon for everything, kind of like he was at some points last season. So, Sonny, do you have any thought? Or go ahead, Burke.
No, I was just going to say, like, that unless they figure it out in the front court, like 11 offensive rebounds for the Badgers in that game, where they scored 19 second chance points. Unless a front court hero is coming off the sideline, which everyone thought Xavier Booker was going to be it, but it's just going to be a rough outing for them unless they can figure something out. I have confidence that Izzo, if anybody, can figure it out, but it's tough sledding right now.
11 offensive rebounds for Wisconsin, 17 total rebounds for Michigan State.
Yeah.
That's
just,
speaking of Wisconsin real quick, like, I had their coach as one of the couple guys who I thought was actually going to be in the hot seat coming into this season.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like that program was kind of getting a little stale. And now, I mean, I feel like if the season ended today, he'd probably be the front runner for Coach of the Year in the conference.
Chris Collins.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. So it's like it's kind of it's an impressive performance up there in Madison right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, going into the Breslin Center, making that happen. I really thought Michigan State was going to come out with their hair on fire, play hard in this one. And to Tyson Walker's credit, I think he did. But you can't expect Tyson Walker to go out there and get 30 points every single night and drag the team with him. You just can't. And if that is what Michigan State's going to try to do for the rest of the season, it's not going to be pretty. I don't know if they're going to win more than 10 games in the Big Ten.
Yeah, and you especially can't rely on that if he's shooting at the percentage that he is, which is down from last year. And it's tough.
Yeah. So I'm shooting my shot. Michigan State will not make the NCAA tournament.
That's quite a shot. I'm not ready to lose complete faith in them, but
I think there's a better chance they end up in the Sweet 16 than not making.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, dude, I've seen teams I've seen teams like Michigan State teams that are down like in the bottom 4, almost a third into the Big Ten season, come back and grab a bye.
I get what you're saying, but doesn't this one just feel different?
I will say it does that in that regard.
I've just never seen a Michigan State front court just look soft. I've never seen them just not play inspired basketball and wanting to win. I mean, obviously Michigan has not had the best front court sometimes, but like I've just not seen them give the effort that they need to. And I hate to question players' efforts because, you know, you never know what's going on with them personally and stuff like that. But just at least in this situation, Tom Izzo's got to figure something out. He's got to do something to motivate these guys because they just don't look motivated right now. And it's kind of sad to see because Tom Izzo is a great coach, but you're exactly, I think you said it, Burke. He's kind of the Dabo right now of college basketball. Not going in the portal. He's not getting the guys he needs to. It's interesting. So thanks for listening to the Big Ten Huddle. Please do like and subscribe. We appreciate that. If this was your first time listening, we are the Big Ten Huddle. We cover all things Big Ten football and basketball. We have a long episode every Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night, all at 9 o'clock. So come in, check us out, get in the chat, let us know what you're thinking. We would love to have you join us and learn more about the Big Ten.